right, another week in the books. Wrapped up this week's training tonight on Thursday night, and I'm headed out of town tomorrow morning for 3 days. Pretty good week of training overall. That says day 4, but it's actually day 1. I just forgot to change the 4 up top. Did the 5x5 on SSB. I had a real low weight the previous week because I was feeling like crap on day 1, but felt fine here. Was not super aggressive, really just trying to get in some good quality work and leave something in the tank for day 3. And I think I did that here. This was good, fairly easy work. 5x5 at 375. I can't remember what next week looks like, but I think it's a 5x5 again. So there's definitely room to add a little bit of weight here and still easily be within the RPE range. This was Monday. No, this was Sunday. So trained day 1 on Sunday morning. Followed up the SSBs with the comp bench work, and this is 150, moving pretty nicely, I think. Also a 5x5 here, so give you a couple of sets to look at, but some of these pauses are maybe a little bit short, but all in all, pretty easy work. Bench is feeling pretty smooth and pretty locked in. So anyway, got in my accessory work as well and a good tricep pump, and got out of there. That was again Sunday morning. Came back on Monday afternoon and did day 2, the 5x5 on comp deadlift, which was a real pain in the ass actually. 227 based on the math seemed like it should be super doable, and it was, but definitely, I think this is the first set, and it's definitely in the RPE range to start, but by the end of 5 sets, it was, it was work. So I think that was set 1. I think this is set 4, I believe. I was going to just do 225 just to stay real conservative, but I was like, what the hell, it'll be fun to do a 5x5 at 500. So I threw the 1s on there and got the 227. Did all my pulling and RDLs and got a nice bicep pump. So that was Monday afternoon. Took Tuesday off, then trained day 3 Wednesday evening. And here's a little picture of what that work was. I started off with bench, and I was by myself giving my own handoffs, and got a little greedy here and I failed. You see my feet slid around on the first rep, couldn't find the right position on the second rep, and failed. I saw that based on your assessment that the triple last week at 170 was a 7.5. That put my estimated 1 rep max at 200, and I got greedy and wanted to take the 180 for a double. Anyway, I failed. I came back and got the 175 you just saw there. This is 185, up 2.5 keys from last week for the triple on SSB, slingshot. And it felt easy. So luckily I was still able to get all my other work in, and it was fine. I just got greedy on that top set. And this is, I think 162.5 for the triples. Good, honest work. And there's some velocities there. The missed double at 180, and then the 175 and the slingshot. So then on to comp squat. This is 237.5 for the double. Looked like that first rep is a little high still, and second rep is pretty borderline as well, maybe not really any better at all. But velocities were good, so I decided to take 237.5, stay with that for the triple instead of going down. And again, all these reps are very mediocre in terms of depth. Second one might have been in there, first one probably wasn't, and then the third one might be in as well, but all pretty borderline. That's where I was feeling a little frustrated and feeling like I can never quite get the right position with the heels, so I went back to flats for the sets of 3. This was the first set, and it felt real damn weird after just doing all those sets in heels. But by the second set, I feel like I had, gotten a little bit accustomed to flats again. And it took a bunch of video here. I think this is the second of the 4 sets of 3. And this is 218 on the bar. I feel like my depth is just as consistent as it is in heels. And these feel a lot better. And I sent you those screenshots. I know it feels... It looks like the bar is staying over midfoot a lot better with the flats. And maybe that's why a big part of the reason why it feels so much better for me. But I think I know it's really late in the game to be changing shoes, but I think I want to go back to flats. So I'm interested to hear your feedback on that. Anyway, this is the last set of 4 sets of 3, and then here's the velocities for the double and the triple. And there they are as well. All in all, it was a mixed bag. It was mostly a pretty good session, but the fail on the deadlift and the spotty depth on squats or fail on the bench and the spotty deadlift on squats. Day 4 was tonight, Thursday evening. This is 265 for the top double. And I felt really comfortable with this. I felt like this was... felt good, looked good. I think velocity was exactly the same as last week, 19. So then I went to the 4-inch block pulls. This is 272. And honestly, it felt really easy. Velocity wasn't very high, but it really felt like this was an 8 or maybe even a 7.5. So I added 5 keys. And so this is 277. And it's moving slow, but it didn't really feel that bad. I probably rated a 9, or an 8.5. But the back downs here at 235. Plenty comfortable, although my hands were killing me by this point in the workout. So there's the velocities for deadlifts. I stayed the same on the 2 count because my shoulder was kind of janky after yesterday's session. I didn't want to make it worse. I know these were a little bit short pauses, but I increased the pause length for the other sets. So there's the work. All in all, these last 2 sessions were rough. They just felt like a lot of work. And there's a picture of how I feel right now. I'm off for 3 days and back working out on Monday.